Man, I'll be honest, there's actually so much good yesterday. I really have no idea what I'm going to be doing for what my low is. I mean, I got a low. I mean, something bad should have happened. No, actually, you know what? Never mind. There is. I mean, this morning I kind of procrastinated getting out of bed. So, yeah, I kind of had a late start to everything. So, yeah, really just inconvenient, but sometimes inconveniences can really pile up because, I still got to do some cleaning up in my apartment a little bit. I see my folks in the morning on Fridays, stuff like that. So, I got a lot to do. But it's not like I'm busy. I'm not that much in a hurry to get to anywhere. It's just something I gotta be mindful of going forward. So with that in mind, let's see what else happened. Right. A lot of really good things happened with my high yesterday. For starters, I found this one post on Facebook how Penn Yan, which is right on the north end of Cuca Lake, is bringing back what's called their wing walk. And you guys know me, I'm a chicken wing junkie. Wings are the hors d'oeuvre of my full course menu. Of course this interested me. But then I thought, wait, I'm in the Facebook group Elmira Area Restaurants. I should probably show them this. And I didn't really think it was going to be much of it. But man, that post blew up. For me anyway. I got almost 100 likes and several shares. I never get that lucky. So that was really cool. Let's see, what else? Oh, right. We had a really great episode of the Go-Big Show and Hot Ones, which I will be talking about momentarily. And my act of kindness was I read a few words from my grandmother. With that in mind, good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. It's a great day of the week, especially if you had a day like I did yesterday. So, I'm actually doing things in reverse order. I have to talk about the Go Big Show first because I completely underestimated what the format was going to be. Because they started the semifinals last night. And obviously, there are 6 acts. But of those 6 acts, they break them down into groups of 3. There's a winner from each of those groups of 3. And then the winners of those 2 are basically voted by the judges to see who goes on to the finals. So this was a very big thing. That's no pun intended. And all the acts last night were fantastic. I mean, the escape artist actually was covering bugs and snakes and worms and lizards and all that stuff, trying to grab locks and keys out there and everything. Jose was great though, man. Seriously, I feel really bad because the way Jose was that parkour guy, doing skateboard tricks and everything. And he explained that the first act he did in the quarterfinals was basically when his character he's playing as a kid. The act he did last night is when he grows up to be the school janitor. And literally the judges had to vote him forward, and we probably know the rest of the story. I hope we get an opportunity to see the rest of that story. That'd be really cool. There's Iron Hands, who broke his record for breaking 150 blocks with 155 block. Oh, the record was 150. He made it to 155 while they were on fire. I'm like, dude, the guy is awesome. Let's see. I mean, the guy set himself on fire running through the kamikaze kid, set himself on fire, lit a bunch of walls on fire, and ran through all those. That was really cool. But now we gotta get to the two winners, which was the Dare Daughter and the Flying Frenchman. And both actually, the Dare Daughter is an 8th generation daredevil. And she got her father to perform with her. And it brought Cody Rhodes to tears. I mean, Cody Rhodes is hard as nails, man. You gotta really work hard to get him to cry, man. That's outstanding. Where like they're basically on like a pole that's like really, really thin, and like it's like, but it's like not stable. Also like it was really scary. I'm like, oh my man, how they know what they're doing. They literally did an act where the father's on one pole, the daughter's on the other, and they're like trying to like bring them together, so they switch sides. I'm like, dude, if they pull this off, they actually might just win. And it really did look like it was going to be the case. But then we got to get to the Flying Frenchman. Now, when he did his first act, you know, he jumps over bulls. That's really cool. But here's the thing, though. For the most part, he gets a running start when he does it. This time he tied his feet and his knees to jump over a bull. So there's no momentum, no running start, nothing. He is on his own. He crushed it. And when you combine that with just how unpredictable a bull is, that wasn't meant to be a pun, by the way. Bulls really are very unpredictable. You know, what can I say? Manu, the Flying Frenchman, deserved to go on. And it was actually really good. Honestly, none of the acts last night disappointed. I mean, am I happy with the results? Yeah, I am. I am a little bit bummed we're not going to see the rest of Jose's story. Maybe if he gets like famous enough to be on this show or something, I'll get the funds do like a final part or something. I don't know. Or then again, there is a wild card. There is a wild card. Seriously, people, start voting for Jose to get back in as the wild card. Thank you. Anyway, now, you know, it's funny, I'm talking about a show that's hosted by Bert Kreischer, and Bert Kreischer is easily one of the biggest hardcore Hot Ones fans there is. And speaking of Hot Ones, that leads into what I'm about to talk about now. I mean, I said this before, I'll say it again. Andrew Zimmern is one of my all-time heroes. As both a foodie, someone who tries to be more open and flexible, someone who actually is really interested in different cultures, someone who, you know, wants to see the world in all its splendor, Andrew Zimmern's the whole package. He is, as he said before, seen it all, done it all, and eaten it all. So needless to say, having him on Hot Ones was going to be a no-brainer. The only question was when they were finally going to get him. And they finally did in yesterday's episode. I mean, what about this episode didn't live up to the hype? I mean, Andrew Zimmern himself literally said, as he was eating the last dab, he's like, I have few things on my bucket list. Being on Hot Ones is one of them. Okay? When Andrew Zimmern himself says something like that, then I know to unequivocally believe it. No questions asked. And all the questions, you know, that were on there were really, like, good. Like, what Andrew Zimmern's favorite thing to have at the Minnesota State Fair is. And, you know, he's a classicist, like, you know, cheese curds. the fries, stuff like that. But like the most unique thing is, and I've seen this before online, where like you take cotton candy, you put like sherbet or like rainbow sherbet on there, and you put like Fruity Pebbles on that, and you roll it up like a burrito, and you eat that. And he thought it was gonna be like the worst thing ever. No, it all just works. I'm gonna need to get myself some cotton candy and rainbow sherbet and Fruity Pebbles. Anyway, where was I? Ah, right. What else did he talk about? He talked about how, social media really has had a huge impact on like what people want to try and eat. I mean, even something as simple as like Detroit style pizza pepperoni cups. Yeah, okay. Actually, I'm pretty sure Wegmans has a pizza like that, where they have like the pepperoni cups. So, yeah, if you go to Wegmans, I think they have that occasionally. I don't know. I haven't had pizza from Wegmans in a long time. Honestly, although I had a sub from Wegmans the other day. That was really good. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. Let's see. What else is there that they talked about? Although I do have to bring up Andrew Zimmern when he was talking about his wing for the last dab, where Sean tells Andrew what is your love letter to the gas station pizza slice? Which I'm not opposed to a good old-fashioned gas station pizza slice as well. I like that stuff. It's good. But the way Andrew Zimmer described it is like you're on the road after a long day of doing whatever it is that you do. In his case, eating bizarre foods, for instance. You're tired. You're hungry. And you're feeling kind of alone. And you see a light in the distance, and it's a gas station. And that pizza that's been under a heat-proof lamp, which is just hot enough to keep the cheese food safe. The cheese isn't really that melted or whatever. And I could go on and on about how technically not good the pizza is. Although I do kind of like it myself. And having that pizza is like seeing that one really gross ant that when you're a kid, like, you really do feel uncomfortable hugging them. And it really does, and you really do wish that you didn't have to hug her. But when you do, everything just feels right, and that's just one more person in your life who loves you. And that's what that pizza slice is to him. Huh. You know what? That is one of the most profound things I think I've ever heard that's food related. Because you know what? And you know what? It's actually why I love talking about the Mom Food Chronicles. Because, it's the same deal. It's food that may or may not necessarily be culinarily great, but you don't feel remotely bad at all that you had it. You just feel warm and good and happy. That is incredibly dope, by the way. And now I need to say this before I sign off. I've been talking about Hot Ones doing these videos for years now. And by all accounts, I've seen a lot of really great episodes. In fact, I can tell you right now, no episode has ever really disappointed. However, with there being over 200, like 250 episodes or whatever, there's no way I'm going to remember everything. I mean, I'll remember that I'll remember who the guest was at least. But I'm not going to remember what they talked about. I mean, even the good people who work over at Highlands will probably have to, go back and look for themselves. In case they have to do, especially if they have to do research on a guest in which the question they're about to ask involves another guest that was on. So it all interconnects in a way. My point is, I've seen a lot of great episodes, but there are some episodes I'm just not going to straight up remember after a week from now. I'm going to remember Andrew Zimmern's episode of Hot Ones a week from now, a month from now, and a year from now. For me, this episode is right up there with the likes of Terry Crews and Guy Fieri and Adam Richmond and Paul Rudd and Alton Brown, and Bert Kreischer. I can go on and on. So, needless to say, I think this is probably the best episode of Hot Ones we've had so far in 2022. I really think so. I mean, maybe First Big Feast will probably do like a top 10 at the end of the year, which is quite a long way from now. And maybe Andrew Zimmern will be somewhere on there, but for me, his episode is the best episode of Hot Ones I've seen so far. Like, favorite, chat, subscribe button, follow me on social platforms, YouTube. I'm very home this video for all of you guys that watch and enjoy. For the hopefully a wonderful, wonderful Friday. And remember, if you guys want to talk or channel, we'll be here to let you know. Always have your back. Take care and make good choices. See ya.